You need a strategy to really make progress. How do you come up with a strategy to become a better singer? Well, let's talk about it today. Welcome to Freya Singing Tips, the podcast. My name is Freya Casey, professional singer and vocal coach. I have been on stage my whole life, and I'm passionate about helping you discover the awesomeness in your own voice. Opera, musical theater, jazz, pop, folk, rock, I have done it all. And I want to give you golden nuggets of advice on how to be the master of your voice. Yes, I know what it feels like. You have a zillion million issues. You think about all these things. You know your vocal coach may have told you you need to work on this and that. Maybe your breath support, maybe your posture is not good, maybe you're not inhaling deeply, maybe you don't have good vocal cord closure, maybe your register transitions are very, very unsmooth and you want to smooth that out. Maybe your head register is just breathy and not insistent. Maybe you can't get from head voice into chest voice. There may be so many issues at any given time. The truth is, though, that in any given song that you may be working on, it's never the whole song that is not working. It's never the whole song that is the issue. There are actually instances and really just moments that don't work. So what you want to do is you want to really come up with a strategy. When I teach my students, yes, definitely I will be strict and I'm very nitpicky sometimes because I think if you get in the habit of thinking what I'm doing is okay, then you never become aware and just mentioning it over and over and over again. Watch out. Don't tense up. Relax your jaw. Stand up straight. Inhale deeply. Breathe into your butt. Expand. Keep your soft palate lifted. Don't pull your tongue back. Open up that ah. All these things. By mentioning it over and over again, it just gets really automatic at one time. I become almost like this voice in my student's head, even when I'm not there, that reminds them, I think I did something now, and this is what Freya would say. This is what I want to happen. However, at the end of a lesson, what I always do is actually take one or two things, one or two maybe issues or exercises or, just parts that we want to work on and isolate it and say, okay, this is your homework for next time. Work this exercise right here specifically. So I want to summarize. You can't work on everything because definitely there's more than one issue that you have or that anybody has in their singing. But what you want to do, you want to just think incrementally. You want to work on one thing and really focus in on it and really concentrate. Think about all the angles that you can practice this. Do different exercises maybe to isolate one problem. So for example, if you have a hard time singing the highest pitch in a song, now there could be a number of reasons why this isn't working. Is it the way you're approaching it? Is it the holding part of it? Or is it the going away? Where is it going wrong? Where is it breaking? Is it because the way you approach, the way you go away from it, your onset, your offset, your connection to what comes before or after? Is it right in the middle? Does it break after a short time or does it break after a long while? This all matters because what you want to do is you want to actually find the exact moment, the exact instance of when it's happening that it's, something goes wrong and what it is that is happening that exact moment. Because then you have a clue of what exercise you can prescribe. And what you want to do is you want to kind of go backwards and then forward. So going backwards from the high pitch, for example, first practice only the high pitch. And practice it on different vowels and then add some consonants. So maybe you want to start with an ah, or maybe an e, or a oo, or an eh, or a aw. Just find out what feels easiest for you, wherever that pitch sits. Then add maybe a nasal sound. Try ma, na, la, and then start doing the actual word, but maybe modify just a little bit, because sometimes small modifications make it easier. So what you want to do is really find an angle where you become aware of what it is that you're doing and how you can do it in different ways, and then find a way that makes it easier for you. Sometimes you have to cheat a little bit in singing, and it's all about it's really becoming aware of every little detail in your voice, all the placements, whether it's your tongue, your larynx, your pharynx, your soft palate, your breathing, your tongue, even sometimes the tip of your tongue, your jaw, could all make a huge difference. But what you want to do is not think of, okay, I can't sing the song, so start singing the song from front to end, and again from the beginning to the end, and again from the beginning to the end, and then you wear yourself out singing the songs 3 times, or any song 3 times. If it's a hard song, you will be wore out, and you have not even addressed that moment when actually things don't work. So you're practicing all those parts that are actually working, but you're only practicing the part that you really need to work on 3 times, and all the parts that you already know, you're practicing 3 times. That makes no sense. So what you want to do is really isolate. And just today, I gave one of my students the assignment. We were doing Broken Strings by James Morrison and Nelly Furtado. It's a duet. So what I told him is just to focus on this one phrase. You can't play on broken strings. See, just those parts. Sometimes it was just the connection that made it break or not go right. He had too much aggression. You can't play on broken strings. So I gave him the exercise, just practice that phrase. Okay, so you can't play on broken strings. What happens is, if you get that down, that principle can be applied throughout the song. But just take one phrase out and practice it as an example. And then everything in music is like, these are all recurring principles. Anything in music recurs. It comes again and again. You will always encounter it. So this connection and phrasing and, actually leaning into a pitch to where you're not aggressively getting onto the higher pitch, but kind of leaning into it with a little crescendo, a little kind of increase of energy, tension, support, all that. That is a principle that if you get that down in just that one phrase, you're going to know how to do it generally. And so it makes a lot of sense just to practice that one phrase to become really, really aware of what's happening. So what is really important, that's what I'm for as a coach, because that is sometimes really hard as a student of singing to really know, okay, where's the exact moment when something is happening in my voice and what is the actual cause of it? So how can I make up an exercise that will address that? How can I isolate that and, make it in a way that I can connect the dots, kind of like it's almost like your brain. You want to do it slowly enough to where you can actually grasp what is happening and actually follow your own steps. So for me nowadays, singing is on autopilot because I've been doing it for so long. But when you're not so good at something yet, it's almost like a tennis player too. The pro tennis player doesn't have to think about all the motions, but when you have your first lesson, in order to become really good, you have to do it so slowly. You do it in slow motion. You just do the backward motion and then swinging it. You just do it as a dry kind of exercise without even a racket in your hand. You do it a bunch of times so your brain can actually register, okay, this is the sequence and these are the steps involved. And okay, this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. There's a curve to it. There's a motion to it. You want to get this down so slow to where you can actually grasp it. And once you have actually grasped it, you can begin speeding it up just a little bit. Of course, in singing, slower isn't always easier. Sometimes it's the faster that's easier. But then again, what you want to do sometimes is use some natural automatisms and then slow it down to help yourself feel that it isn't quite as difficult as it seems to be. These are all things that a vocal coach is there for. This is what I'm here for. This is like actually prescribing, okay, now you have this problem in this song, so your homework will be just this part right here. And if you get this part done, you will have made huge progress just because you got that principle down and you can apply it in this song and other songs. It'll make you just so much better just to have one issue really fixed and really down. And then you can address the next thing. Yes, there are always a lot of things and a multitude. But the mistake I see a lot of singers make is just getting all scatterbrained. It's like, oh, okay, I need to breathe. And then I need to think of this and that. And you get all hectic and you don't even know what you're doing anymore. And if you're doing it right, then it's a coincidence. It's not anything you can really truly replicate just because you don't really know what you did. So knowing what you actually did or didn't do is really helpful. And you have to really slow down a little bit, whether it be, slower tempo or just doing a little part of the song or even any exercise. Executing an exercise correctly is so important. You could have exercises, but the point of an exercise is never just to sing pitches. That is not the point. The point is to grasp the musical principles and how your voice can actually make those sounds to make musical sense. For example, you want to hit the correct pitches. You want to have good intonation. That is one part of it. You want to also have good phrasing. You want to have the right accentuation. You want to have the right register. These are musical principles. They go into your singing, into your voice. And I'm so big on being musical. Even when you just sing exercises, I think there's no use in just going, yeah, yeah, yeah. So any song you would ever sing, it would never go that way. It would be kind of boring. Yeah, 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 yeah. Really connect. Do you really want to connect it and make it as if it was a song? Any exercise needs to be musical. How do you know what to do and what exercise would help? How do you know which part of the song to isolate and just to kind of take out and practice this week? This is really something that a coach really can help you with. I want to tell you about my online masterclass right here and now, just because I think it is the most helpful tool for a lot of singers. If you do not have a personal vocal coach, it's going to be so helpful. So just in case you don't have anybody, access to someone who can coach you personally, this is a way to be in a small group coaching situation to where you still get a lot of one-on-one attention. The main focus is actually making you aware of all the little things that you're doing that are habits that aren't really helping you, and making you also aware of all the little things that are great that you're doing, because not everything you do is bad or doesn't work. A lot of the stuff that you do in singing does work. There are just things that don't work, and maybe they work, but you could make it better. You want to have a better tone. You want to have better support. You want to make your air last longer because maybe you're running out of air a lot. This is why the online masterclass is so awesome, just because it's not just a one-time thing. It's really for the duration of 10 whole weeks. You get every day, basically, if you wanted to, every day, you get feedback. So anytime you're practicing, I know how that goes. You're practicing and you get frustrated because I almost have it, but I can't figure out for the life of me why this is not working. I can't just not do it. So you're stuck. This is where I come in. You ask me the question, you post your video. We have a small Facebook group and you post your video. Okay, Freya, this is my problem right here. I'm going to show you. See how my voice always cracks and I cannot figure out how to do it. It always happens. I'm stuck. I can't make it work. This is where I come in. This is where I give you the prescription. This is where I'm zeroing in, asking you, okay, try this and try this and try this. Do this exercise and then try singing the phrase this way. And I actually, make more aware of this is the exact thing that is causing it not to work. Why are you not hitting that top pitch? Or why are you not getting into the register? And why is it breaking? There is always a definitive moment that I can hear. My ears are so well trained over the past 15 years. Actually, all my life, I always had this thing. I don't know. I just love listening to people's voices, and I have this thing. I want to figure out what they're doing. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I figure out, are they lifting their larynx? Are they lowering the larynx? What is happening? Do they have nice and open vowels? Even in speech, I do this. I don't know. I'm aware of everything that's happening when people speak and when people sing. When I did this when I was a child. I started imitating stuff. I started trying out stuff, all these sounds that I could make with my voice. But this is where I come in the masterclass. So for 10 weeks, you're literally going to have access daily to my expertise and to what I would prescribe. This is how it works. You are in a small Facebook group. It's a secret Facebook group, which means nobody else has access to it except the masterclass members. So the cool thing is, first of all, you have a community. You have other singers who are in the same boat. You get to see their problems, which usually are much of the same problems that you have. Doesn't matter what level they're at and how long they have been singing. So if your highest pitch now in chest voice is a C5, and maybe they're more advanced, maybe their highest pitch is a D#5, well, still, the highest notes in your voice will be hard. So it's still the same kind of issues. Everybody needs to improve their breathing. Everybody needs to improve their support. Everybody needs to improve their jaw relaxation and opening up resonance. Everybody has the same issues. So no matter what level you're at, what age, or where you live, this always works for you. Just because, first of all, the community is really awesome. Like I said, you get to see and hear all the other singers, but also you're gonna get to post as many videos of you singing as you want to, and you're also gonna get video feedback from me. Whatever you ask, I give you either written feedback or video feedback. Sometimes it's easier to do a video for me just because I can show and actually demonstrate how you should go about it and how to do it right and how to do it wrong. But then also once a week, we have a group meeting. We have an actual live group meeting, which is going to take place on Monday afternoons, 3 p.m. Central European time. If you are not available at that time, don't worry. I will record each and every one of those meetings and also everyone's one-on-one session. I will get into the one-on-one sessions in just a bit. And we'll just put it in a Dropbox. So you will always have access to all of the recordings. I will do a lot of teaching in the group meetings, in the weekly meetings. And then everybody can ask me. Everybody who's there live can ask me questions. But I will probably also expand on questions that have been asked over the week in the Facebook group. Just important things. And a lot of times it's a lot of the same things. So sometimes I will address one issue. For example, okay, this is what happened here with this singer in this song, but it also happened with this singer in this song, and it's actually the same issue though. So this is for you singers who have this problem. And there's a lot to be learned, but just listening to coachings of other people. So what's also going to happen is you're going to have over the course, like one time, you're going to have a one-time 40-minute one-on-one session with me, just you and me. This is really where I get to know your voice, and I will dive deep and really, I can tell you what it is that you need to work on, your main issues. And that way you kind of have a plan in your head, and it's like, okay, this, and this is what I really need to work on. And then over the course of the 10 weeks, we can actually really tackle it, do practical exercises, and just do it practically, which is all the most important thing. Doing it, and doing it. But I also think that understanding your voice is just as important. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to have such a better understanding of the vocal tract of your vocal mechanism. In general, if you listen to all of the coachings of everybody else and you just keep watching the videos, it will be amazing. There will be this huge library of me teaching and coaching people, and you're going to learn so much by just watching this. I've watched a lot in the past by just watching others being coached, or, even if you watch, there's this website, it's called Masterclass, and they have different people teaching master classes. It's not a one-on-one experience, but you've probably heard of it. They have very famous cooks who give you, advice on cooking. There are, I think, even Hans Zimmer or somebody, I think one of the really famous movie score composers, he teaches people how to compose wonderful music. But there's also Christina Aguilera. She's teaching a masterclass on singing, and I've watched a trailer video, or maybe it was more than just a trailer. It was like a 15-minute video, I think, kind of a summary of what's happening in the masterclass once you get to it. I think it's like $100 or so, but this is basically just a video series. But I learned a lot just watching that short video, or like 15-minute video, just this one, by seeing her in action, explaining what she's doing, and, watching her exercises, watching her trying out things, rehearsing. So this is something very exciting that you're going to be part of the, trying out things, and other singers are going to try out, and you're going to be part of the whole practicing and rehearsal process, which I really love that. I love to be part and just kind of peek in. Even any instrumentalists, if you've ever been part of the rehearsals, you really know the process of how to do stuff and how to actually get to perfection, or near perfection. There's never true perfection. We wouldn't be human. I guess human perfection is with that human element. That is truly human perfection, not robotic perfection, but human perfection. So I just love that element. That is something that really excites me, to be part of somebody's journey, and to hear progress. That is so motivating, is when you see others. It's like, wow, I can truly hear the difference. She did these exercises and now it sounds different. You get to hear how it sounds before, and you get to hear how it sounds after. Of course, you're going to experience the same. You're going to okay, this is before, this is after. And if it's still not working, well, let's try another angle. That's what I'm here for 10 weeks. I'm going to try anything in my best to help you. And I have a lot of knowledge. I can really, when I hear someone sing, I can hear within seconds, okay, this is the problem right here. And I can pinpoint it. I know exactly what's going wrong. Now, prescribing the solution isn't always easy, just because sometimes, some exercises work for one person, and that same exercise for the exact same problem may not even work for the next person. That's why singing is a lot more complex, because it's also about your psyche and, are you daring to sing out? Maybe are you shy? All the things that you've experienced in your past go into your singing. So if you are thinking about joining the masterclass, if you do not have direct access to a vocal coach, or you want to really just invest in yourself and just okay, now I'm doing it for 10 weeks. I really want to up my level and just really just be gritty and just for 10 weeks focus. And don't worry, it's not like you have to do homework every day. I always say it's like anybody can do it, and you get out of the class as much as you put into it. That's just the truth, because although I can show you how to do it, you are still the one who has to do it. So I can't do the work for you. So if you are thinking about joining the masterclass, you can find all the information if you go to bit.ly/singersmasterclass. So again, bit.ly/singersmasterclass. And it has all the information on there. It also has some testimonials of people who have gone through it. This is going to be the 5th round. So I started a little more than a year ago. I did the first round, and it's just been amazing, even the friendships that have been formed. And there have been people who are now for the 3rd time joining the masterclass, just because they have seen drastic changes and they just want to go even further. It's almost like you get addicted. You just you see progress, and then you want more. You want even better. Right now I'm working out. I've always been running kind of off and on, but I haven't really been serious in the past few months, and I want to get serious again about working out and getting fit. So I downloaded this app. It's called Freya. So if anybody's interested, I just love it. And what I love about it is like it's actually coaching you, but there's also a community. But it's like I want to see the results, and I'm seeing some results even after a couple weeks. And it's almost like now I really want to go on. Now I want to do it even harder, because you see the first results, it makes you addicted to seeing more. It really becomes an addiction because it feels so good. I mean, putting in the hard work, sometimes I almost cry in the workouts because it's so hard. I do really hard running, and it does interval training. And so I do like sprints. Oh my goodness. I give it my all because the coach says, okay, give it your all. And it's crazy. When someone coaches you, you go so much further than you would on your own. I know there's all these online courses out there. You can self-study, but that's the problem with a lot of online courses, that you have to do it yourself and nobody's holding you accountable. Nobody's checking in with you every week, and nobody knows what you're going through. Nobody's in the same boat. And that's why a group coaching like this is so awesome, because not only do you have to answer to me, but to everyone else you want to show. And once you get everybody's praise, it's almost like, wow, they really think I'm awesome. They love my voice. I think this is beautiful. Or, ooh, I just actually could do it. And everybody told me it was so much better the second time around. Okay, now I really want to show everyone what I can do. This is a natural thing for humans. It's like you just want more of it. Once you've had success, you figure out this is the way to go. All right, I don't want to make this too long. I really, this is from the bottom of my heart. I'm really passionate about helping you become the best singer you can probably be. And it's a mixture of technique and understanding you. Sometimes I have to kind of be a psychologist too, because a lot of times it's not just the technique. Sometimes it's a lot of in your mind. It's like, okay, breathe deeply already, dare. And maybe you just have this perception of your voice of what it should be. But it's really keep holding you back to really see your full potential, because you have this preconception. Okay, this is what my voice sounds like. Well, maybe that's not exactly how your voice could only sound like. Maybe it could sound so much bigger than you think. You just need someone to push you along, just to open your possibilities. And it's like, okay, look what you can do. You can do so much more than you think. Don't play it safe. Take risks. And this is how you do it. All right. I hope to see you on the inside. I will only have registration open for a short time, because we will start the classes in January, right after all the holiday stuff. So if you are interested, get in there quickly, because registration will close. And also, once it's full, I only have a limited amount of spaces. And once it's full, it's full. And I'm not going to open it back up till probably mid-2018, because I need a break after one iteration. It is a lot of work, but I really enjoy it. All right. You have a wonderful day. And don't forget, definitely, always keep on singing. It's the little things every day. If you keep on doing it, if you are gritty, you will definitely see a change. And always keep a song in your heart, because it needs to come from the heart. Having an intention in the song and a motivation will do wonders even to your voice. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Do you want to sing with more power, more control, more ease? Then you need to go back to the basics and get that support in place. Take my free 7-day online video course, 7 Days to Perfect Support, and establish a solid foundation you can rely on for the rest of your life. The course will take you through awesome exercises that probably no one has ever shown you, to help you feel where support takes place and how to make it strong and solid. Sign up today at masteryourvoice.tv.